Oh, damn, you woke up, man. People, welcome to the movie review extravaganza. I'm just. You sound like those Aborigines people.
And my didgeridoo.
Your didgeridoo. Your plastic didgeridoo over there. What the hell is going on with this dog, man? What's wrong with this damn dog right here? You give him some of that fucking poison we drinking? Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I am one of your critiques, Corey Coleman, and my associates over here, Mr. Martin Thomas, sir, and Corey Goodman. How you doing?
How's it going, man?
Why you always got to pee seconds before the show?
Hey, man, I get it out so I ain't got to do it in the middle of the show.
Exactly.
Hey,
Much
man,
better
here,
than.
You're laughing and you know they used to say, Martin, this is talking your language, lollygagging, man.
Now, to be fair, he opened the door for everybody.
Who did?
Corey Goodwin got here before you.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Then
he
he
had
had-
guests. And the guests would have been standing out there forever.
Hey, how y'all doing? Good to see you. But before we get into our reviews, we got to talk about how this review is brought to us by a sponsor, Martin. Well, I'm proud to announce to the people out there, Angry Birds 2.
No way.
It's here, Martin. The birds are back in Angry Birds 2. It is here. Martin, you can join them in a new adventure, but now with more moves, more new levels, and Martin, amazing new graphics. Look at those graphics right there, Martin. And here's the thing, people. The best thing, Martin, is that you can download this for free. And you can get it for free by downloading from the link in the description box below. Go ahead, download it now, and start playing Angry Birds today. Being angry has never been this much fun as with Angry Birds, and now Angry Birds 2.
Well, who needs an Xbox now?
And that is sponsored by Rovio. Thank you, Rovio, the creators of Angry Birds and Angry Birds 2. Martin, let's go ahead and get into our movie right now. So, here's the thing about horror, man. Horror can come in so many different ways, Martin. And see, y'all looking at all these ghosts and all these slashers and killers out there. Y'all thinking like, oh man, those are the real scary people. But the cool thing about horror can be anything. Horror can be as simple as that motherfucker down the street that can't even see. What are you gonna do to me? He can't even see where he's going. Gotta have a stick to go over. What we gonna do? Beat me with that stick he got? Well, here's the deal. Out on the streets, out in daylight, maybe he can't do anything. But in his territory, in his home,
In the dark?
you break in his house, oh, you don't know what he can do. And that is the premise behind the movie we're talking about right now. Don't Breathe. And we have 3 young people living in Detroit. And they're desperate. I mean, that's all you got to say. I live in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I'm desperate. Don't finish that.
Yeah,
You live in
exactly.
Detroit. We know you're desperate.
Why are you breaking into people's houses? I live in Detroit. Oh, okay. Got it.
That's like the number one profession there, right?
Exactly. Say no more. I mean, come on. Detroit, they want to get the hell out. Jobs are scarce. There's no opportunity there. They would argue, man, I ain't got no choice but to break into people's houses and rob them, especially when it's so easy with our friend whose father works at a security company. We can get us the codes, and we can just break in easy and be out. It's too easy to pass up. And the easiest mark happens to be this blind dude who has millions of dollars stashed in his place. Blind? Oh, man, that's the easiest mark of them all. But as I told you, and that should be a sign right here, no matter if a person's blind, crippled, or crazy, if they live in Detroit in a house in the middle of nowhere, miles away from everybody, chances are they don't want nobody coming near them, and they're hiding something that they're more than willing to protect, even to die to protect. And I have to say that even though I keep using the word horror, I don't see what's so horrible about this movie.
It's a thriller.
Yeah. It's more like along the lines of like a panic room kind of thing.
Yeah.
Going on in this.
Well, you know, you could say that. Some people argue it's a thriller. Some people could say it's a horror movie. I don't see the horror in it because they're fucking with this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, won't be none.
Yeah. You know, the so-called victims in this movie, they go in and try to rob a man at gunpoint. You know, and here's the deal. Look, if you break into Daredevil's house in the middle of the night, he gonna whoop your ass, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bad dude. You gonna get an ass whoop if you break into Daredevil's house.
Sure.
It's just that simple.
Yeah, coming into a dark house with an old blind man who's ex-military, that's like fighting Jackie Chan in a Home Depot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just look down the alley. Shit.
Yeah, props everywhere. You know, this is crazy. I mean, this is the most straightforward case of stand your ground I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Shit, this shit is called Don't Breathe. The shit should have been called That's What You Get. You know?
You deserve this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, why is this going to be scary to me? Because I'm looking at these people. They deserve what they get.
And you bring up a good point because you feeling sympathy with the people in trouble. That's a big element. Like I thought about Green Room. You know, those punk rockers. They walk into a situation and they're trapped.
Yeah.
And they, it was no fault of their own. But here, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm looking forward to you kids dying.
oh yeah, they talking about horror fun. The moment that blind man crept up, everybody like, ooh, I'm like, yes, yes,
It's on now.
yeah.
The blind
Whoop that
Terminator.
motherfucker's ass.
He right over there.
People like, you shush. But you're probably wondering, how does this work? Well, the deal with this is that this is a lesson in pure cinematic manipulation. When you have these elements here where you say that can't be scary. I mean, this guy's being victimized. These people are wrong. Why should I root for anything? What's so scary about this? There's nothing supernatural here. But director Fede Alvarez, who did the Evil Dead remake, he challenges us by using all those elements that we doubt and using them to work against our expectations, against what we expect in a horror film. And that's the thing that I'm talking about here, because if you give a description of everybody that's in this movie, just if you look at it on paper, you feel nothing for these people. Because the so-called, again, victims here, they're bad. These people are they're badly written. These people are badly written, and when I look at them, if you look at the movie's not trying to actually apologize for that. They're saying, when we mean badly written, we mean that these are people who are, when you look at that, they're pure assholes. You got Money, who's played by Daniel Zavato. He's addicted to robbery and vandalism and
My strange addiction.
yeah, exactly. He does this for the rush. And the shitty thing about him is that it's not enough for him to just break into your house. Mm-hmm. He's got to take a piss on the floor.
Yeah,
break extra shit while he's there.
Being rude.
Yeah, just be rude about it. He could have just left. You have Alex, played by Dylan Minnette, who's he's the Percy Jackson knockoff that you see in the movie right here. He has a nice home. He doesn't have to be doing this. He's just doing it because he's pussy whooped for pussy that he ain't even getting.
Right.
Yep.
And then the most sympathetic one is Rocky. Rocky, who was in the lead in the Evil Dead remake, she's played by Jane Levy, and she's the one that's trying to get out of a bad situation because she has a kid. She has, she has somebody to take care of. She doesn't want that person growing up like them. But you know what? So what? A lot of people have bad situations they're trying to get out of. They don't victimize other people
She
for
got
it.
that 8 Mile house.
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
going on here?
Yeah.
The thing is,
go
go for
ahead.
it.
No.
I was gonna say I couldn't figure out if that was her kid or her mom's kid. I don't think they really ever said
They-
that.
No, it's her kid.
Yeah.
It's her kid. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I missed
it's
that
her
part.
kid. Well, plus she's the one leading little Dylan Minnette around. She's manipulating. She knows what she's doing.
Come on, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you're doing.
And the great thing about the film is that they set it up to where they let you see the old man. They let you see the contrast with these young people here who are thuggish, and they make you very much sympathize for the situation that's about to happen in favor of the blind dude.
The guy's a shut-in, hasn't left his house in like 5 days. I say we do it with him in the house. I'll get a chlorobomb.
Jesus!
Get out the car, Doc! Yeah, that's her guy.
Plus, Plus, I hate dudes with shitty cornrows too, man.
White dudes with cornrows. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, the guy's just a piece of shit through and through. The funny thing is, to look at Stephen Lang, blind or not, you know you're not supposed to fuck with that guy.
Yeah.
He is jacked. I don't know how old he is, but he is jacked.
I mean, you can see him through the army coat that he got.
Yeah.
That motherfuckers bulge out and shit. And you know, it's funny. Did you see that dog? That dog got some fast evaporating drool. Did you see that shit? Like one moment it looked like they're going through the car wash. Look at that. And then the next moment, this shit's gone.
Well,
Let me clean this up for you.
Yeah, when they cut away, the dog wiped it off.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Can't have a dollar.
That's what it was. That dog had a squeegee, you know? Dog like those homeless people and shit. Dog spit shine that window.
All right, God bless.
You got some change, man. But Sammy gave that shit to me today. I was like, did that dog really squeeze in that car, man? That's a good Photoshop job, man. But you know, when that's the thing. That's the thing about Stephen Lang, man. Stephen Lang plays the blind dude in this, and you're right. This really is a thriller, but the movie, it tweaks certain things to mess with your mind, to manipulate your mind into thinking that it is in the horror territory. When they go into this house, Stephen Lang pops up. This motherfucker teleports more than Jason Voorhees, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, he knows his house, so he's able to just pop up out of nowhere.
He knows where all the trap doors are.
Yeah, exactly. So when he pops up, you know, that's what they do. There's no way you should be feeling sorry for these people that broke into his house, but they frame it in a way so it's so shadowy. So he's always in the darkness looming. So he pops up out of nowhere and scares us that it's already tricking us into thinking that, yeah, he's the bad guy here.
Well, do you hear me or what? I said stop. Don't you move. What are you gonna do now, huh? Huh? Stop!
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, motherfucker. You know, don't ever ask somebody what they're gonna do when they're approaching you that way. What you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. That's what I'm gonna do.
You have a gun on somebody, you're not supposed to let them get within 5 feet because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and another reason you don't feel sorry for the blind man in this, as Martin said, Stephen Lang is jacked, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you know when he puts hands on you, you ain't breaking free.
I'm trying to be Cable, bitch.
The true character in the house, it's not even the blind man. There's 3 characters in this movie. There's the blind man. That's what his name is in the film. They never give him an actual name. That dog you saw is another character in that house. They do some amazing things with this house. This house, another reason why you think it's a horror movie when it's really a thriller, because they place it in what essentially is a spook house. And because this house is so big, I don't even know where half those fucking doors go, man. Like, what is this old man doing with this house right here?
Stairway that leads to nowhere. Like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah, in this house, this house is huge, and they play with space so well. And that's one of the things I'm really impressed with in the movie is how it's a big house with these really tight corridors, these really small spaces, and what that allows them to do is it allows them to play with lighting in a really eerie kind of way. But when this shit turns into a horror video game where he just pops up out of nowhere, he starts turning that corner, you never know when he's gonna pass by you. And they know how to play with his blindness in frightening ways too. He's right there on you. If he hears you, he's on you. And these people have to dodge him because they never know when he's gonna pop up. He's like, God damn, that's the biggest old man I've ever seen. He's looking like I saw Stephen Lang at Comic-Con, man. That's what I'm looking at. Like, God damn. And the blind man doesn't need sight. That's the biggest trick here. I mean, he doesn't need light. He's not scared of the dark. These people are depending on their senses of sight. He's his smell, his touch, his layout of the house he knows so well. Everything is in his advantage. And I'm surprised. I'm amazed that they're able to to do the kind of camera work. If you notice here, they're in those tight spaces, and they are able to maneuver that camera around.
Sure.
And I don't know how they did that. And like I said, there are so many rooms that they go in. The house is a maze, pretty much. I don't know where these doors lead to. I don't know what kind of it's like another dimension in that shit. I expect them to actually do that hallway gag from Benny Hill. Old man was chasing him through the house. And
The monkey starts playing. Like,
the
what's going on?
like the old man comes out and he's y'all. When the kids come back, they see themselves at the door and shit. You know, it's a little unbelievable. Yeah, that's true. Like, this man does not need that house. That house does get bigger, but you know, when I watched this, I told you that Stephen Lang, he's working in the movie because he's big. Yeah, he's big, but that's not the only reason why. This is a genius idea. It really is. I mean, this is something where I can honestly say I've seen a cat and mouse chase before in a movie. Mm-hmm. I've seen thrillers where people were pursued by somebody in tight spaces, or bottle films, as we like to call them. But this is the first time I've seen a concept like this, where you were being manipulated by things that you couldn't decide about. One moment you're rooting for the kids, the next moment you're rooting for the blind man. You really don't know who's who. And the reason why Stephen Lang really works in this is because just because he's big and imposing, but because he's an animal in this. You know, since he behaves like an animal, he can't see, so he's always twitching. You know, when he hears a sound, he's flicking his head. When he's sniffing the air. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a primal animal instinct to him.
It's one of the things that puts you on edge because you think, all right, this is the moment where I make my move, and you're like, oh, nope, better not.
Yeah, floorboard creaks, or you fart or something. He's like, hey, man.
Yeah, and that ending, some people are going to be okay with it, some people are not. I thought it was a little far-fetched for as basic as this movie is, where, you know, it's just really, like I said, it's just kind of primal fear and a pursuit. That ending goes off, and some people are going to say it's a little overboard, and then some people they'll accept it. But it didn't ruin anything for me at all. And the reason why, besides all the cool things I told you about the movie, this movie does one thing that I haven't seen movies do in a long time, and that's and I'm not trying to make any kind of political statement here, anything, but I'm just saying, from a filmmaking point of view, this is one of the few films that makes gun violence terrifying. Gun violence is not portrayed as scary as it should be sometimes in films. And this, every time a gunshot goes off, I'm telling you, people, go watch this where they have a great sound system, because every time that gun goes off, people would. Did you know people ducking the thing we in? Whenever the blind man pointed the screen, people like, oh shit, get out! You know, people like he was in a room shooting the place up.
One of the big things about it was when I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh shit! Like, they actually have a movie where they're gonna show that's usually one of my favorite parts of a film, which is that scene where the protagonist is in a situation where they can't see, but they're in a situation where the other person's got an advantage, i.e., Silence of the Lambs or Buffalo Bill or Quarantine, when she makes it to the attic. But with this, man, I feel like they kind of went too long with it, and it kind of became implausible. Like, it got to the point where, like, they did have some amazing camera work, especially the night vision scene when they got in the basement. But outside of that, man, it just seems like, all right, we're in this one spot, we're gonna figure the situation out, and then, you know, it turns into it was a good thriller, and then it turned into kind of a slasher flick. I don't want to ruin anything. That's what I'm trying to pick my words carefully.
Okay, all right.
Well, man, the way you were talking it up, I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I'd like to see that movie. Except I saw this, and I felt that way through the first act of it, but kind of like Corey, like somewhere in the midst of the second act, I felt like it was kind of spinning its wheels. Like, it had played a lot of its tricks, and it was starting to repeat. And I thought the third act of this movie was goofy as fuck. Like, it really did lose me. I mean, I was kind of with it at first because it was a good setup, but there's that point where I'm like, you know what? I don't like any of these characters who came in. I ain't cool with him no more. So you know, let the music play,
please.
I just was like, I don't have a stake in the outcome of this.
Man, what do y'all rate this, yo?
Honestly, for me, it's a rental.
Really?
I really felt like it blew it. I mean, there's so many things that I can't name that it did that was just like, ugh, you have, you know, no pun intended, left a bad taste in my mouth.
Man, you know, let me just stop right here before they keep going, because this shit right here, This is a no. You know what?
Can I give my rating?
No,
first
because
before
you
lump
gonna
us
fuck
together?
up something. No, because I got.
Can I give my rating?
I
before
gotta
you
give it
lump
a
us
full
together?
price. I'll give it to you in a minute because you feel you about to fuck up too. Y'all don't listen to these people right here. Now, see, this is the thing I knew was gonna happen. I knew this, and I'm mad about this because I walked out and I said, you know what? We're gonna talk about this and we all gonna love it. This is gonna be awesome, man. It's got flaws. Yeah, it's got some problems, but the technical direction in this and the premise and the way they pulled off of most of the movie, man, this is something that horror and thrillers should aspire to. This is a full price movie.
No, quick. Even in the part that's good, they were manipulating sound so much to get their point across, to get you to feel that tension. I was like, y'all are artificially doing this. Suddenly, this right here, creaking floorboard, is super loud, but somebody's footsteps, you don't hear it at all.
See,
I was like, now his breath is loud, but now over here, it can't be heard.
You gonna do some
Stephen
shit.
Lang can hear a fly fart, but he can't hear somebody in the corner going,
Or the guy he walked by in the hallway who slammed against the wall.
he was walking at the time. It was mixed up
No,
with
you
his own-
saw that. You saw that. There's no way the kid slammed against the wall timed with the footstep.
Man, you can't hear everything, you know everything.
He's blind, Corey.
Things were echoing, man. You couldn't hear all the things that were going on at once. I mean, come on, man. The fucking dude is blind. Give him a break, man. Shit.
No,
You know?
you can't. Okay, this is a problem with the filmmaking in this. You can't have him be super hearing dude one moment and then the next moment he's deaf.
Y'all-
Like if you saw that in Daredevil, you'd be like, "What the hell? Why
Y'all
didn't he
admit-
hear that
yeah,
guy
like
coming
the
up
mother-
behind him?"
I dare you to watch it again and not see what we're talking about.
What y'all gonna do is there's gonna be some bullshit horror movie that comes out and y'all gonna give that a full price. I know that's how it's
Can
gonna
I-
go.
can
I'm pretty sure I'm not.
What's
going
your
to.
break? What's your
All
break?
right. I agree with you. With the cinematography especially was done masterfully in this. It was beautiful. But just like Lights Out, it had moments where it had some really great like stuff like, oh wow, I'm really happy they pulled that trick or they took this thing and expanded on it. Like, you know, somebody disappearing when you shine a light on them, or somebody being in the house when you're blind or they're blind and they gotta find you by hearing and touch and all that stuff. The first third of it is good. It's a great film. But like Martin said, that second and third act of that movie, especially the third act just became goofy. It became another slasher ending, and it became the ending was not entertaining at all, man. And this is the only and Corey, the reason why I'm giving it a matinee is because that first part was amazing. I would like to see other directors and cinematographers do work like that. But the premise for this movie wore really thin, and then the extra endings, the 6 endings of this movie, and then the ending just period was ridiculous.
Yeah,
many
forget
endings.
don't breathe, don't think.
It didn't have, you know what? This is a full price movie, y'all. If y'all appreciate horror and you appreciate originality, this is a full price
It's a
film.
thriller. It's not even horror.
You know what, man? I'm gonna cut these lights on, come after your ass right now.
Close your eyes and do it.
Oh fuck!
Come back, Martin. Corey's is dead.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.